Hey, T-Birds, this is Mr. T. Hey, your teacher. And you are on the farm with Mr. T. This is what we do. This is how going to school looks like right now. Stand up tall, stand proud in the power pose. Take a deep breath. Let it out to be calm. Take a deep breath. Let it out to be confident. Take a deep breath. Let it out to remind us to think of others. Take a deep breath. Let's go to work. Hey, let me talk about habit number one, being proactive. When you're proactive, you recognize that you can only control yourself. You're not in charge of other people. Someone may say something that bothers you. There's nothing you can do about that. They said it. They can think whatever they want. What you can choose to do, this is where you're in charge of. You're in charge of how you react. Someone says something mean to me or something I don't like, I can say something mean back to them. Or I can say, hey, I didn't like what you just said. I didn't like it. I don't think that's right. Or I could just walk away. I'm like, I don't like hearing that. Or I could ignore it. Or I could get in a fight about it. So these are all choices I have. I can't choose whether they say something or not, but I can choose how I react. That's about being proactive. Remember that. You control how you react to things. All right. Some shout outs right here. Connor, he's been a fossil hunter. He's been going down the creek and finding different rocks, and they have fossils in them. I found one fossil that was like older than the dinosaurs. Awesome. So cool. It was a plant stem. It was great. It looked awesome. He sent me a picture of it. Julie, she wants to be a shiitake mushroom grower. Right on, Julie. And she's been playing outside and planted a garden. And she found bugs and cool leaves. And she's been reading a lot. Oh, Julie, if you want to do shiitake mushrooms, have your mom text me or send me a dojo message. I give you a link to you can grow some at your house on toilet paper. Not used toilet paper, but like a toilet paper roll, because that's like wood. It's made out of wood. Mia, bam, sheet 20 and 50 seconds. She's smoking. Pow! Triple star smiley face. And of course, she is now a super duper master blaster blender. I would show you her driver's license, but I already mailed it. I didn't want her to wait another day. I got that right in that mail. You probably have it right now. Mia, if you have it right now, hold it up and go, Good job. I love it, sister. Way to go. Julie's awesome been working on dictation. She did a part whole with 3 + 7 = 10. She used goldfish. That was cool. And she knew that on my shirt that I had the other day that was underneath the other shirt, she knew it was Myers is my jam, so she gets a big shout out. Way to go, Julie! And she's been working on adding the 10. She already got adding the 5 down. She's moving up to 10. And she is working on her subtraction, and she's working on sheet 20. Julie, I need you to be a super duper master blaster blender. Keep working on that. You can do it. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Connor, he knew that it was Myers is my jam was on my shirt, so he gets a shout out. Way to go, Connor! And he was also wearing the same shirt at that time. And he worked on a part hold chart, and he had 5 because it was supposed to be 10s to hold, and he had 5 and 5 as the parts. Mason S, he knew that he was the melon dropper. Remember that one back then? And he knew 1 + 4 + 3 is 8, so he can add 3 digits together. He's been working on the garden at his house, and he's been down at the river lot, and he kayaks. There's a picture of him kayaking by himself. It was way cool. It was awesome. Being out in nature, that's what it's about, man. When you're a T-bird, that's a good stuff right there. Ashton, he did his dictation on chalk on the sidewalk. And he did his part whole mat on the chalk. And he's been working on sheet 20. Do you want to be a super duper master blaster blender? I think you do. Keep working on it, buddy. And his brothers have been reading to him outside while they've been hanging out. He's been playing with water balloons. And apparently, we know from our Zoom call, he has a pet water balloon. Strange. Kaylin, she did her part whole mat. She did it on the blacktop or some type of concrete outside, and she used flowers. 1 flower was one part, and then 9 flowers was the other part, and that made a whole of 10. So it was beautiful, beautiful. And she knew that Myers is my jam was on my t-shirt, so I got to give her a big shout out for Caitlin. And she wishes she could go to school. I know what you're talking about. I'm tired of doing these videos. I wish I was like with you guys, and we were like talking back and forth, not just me. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So, Kaylin, I wish I was back at school too. Soon enough. Soon enough. Mason R. He read 2 Spider-Man books to his mom. He's getting to be a great reader. Way to go, Mason. And he's been playing outside. Oh, and they got a slip and slide. So when it's hot out, they've been playing on the slip and slide, which is a lot of fun. Maddie, she knew that Myers is My Jam was on my t-shirt. She gets a big shout out. Way to go, Maddie! And she also did her part whole. She had 6 and 4 were her parts, and 10 was her whole. So that was awesome. Oh, big news for Maddie. She's in the Memory Word Club and the Adding to 5 Club. What? So I got some certificates for you. Bam! Memory Club. And bam! Adding to 5 Club. And I'm going to send these in the mail to you. Congratulations on getting in those clubs. It feels good, doesn't it? I know she's smiling right now, isn't she? Yeah, she got a big smile on her face. Way to go, Maddie! And she's working on subtraction. She's going to get it. And sheet 20. She wants to be a super duper master blaster blender. She wants her driver's license. I know it. I know it. You can do it. Keep working hard. Gavin, he did his dictation and he's been playing outside. He did his part whole map. He knew Myers is My Jam was on the shirt, so he gets a big shout out. Way to go, Gavin! And Mia also knew that Myers is My Jam, so I gotta give her a shout out. Way to go, Mia! And she knew that 7 and 3 were the parts, and she made the whole was 10, so that was great there. And Ryan is in the... I just got a text message right before I did this video. Ryan's dad said, squeezed in under the wire here and said, hey, Mr. T, wait, before you do your video. Ryan is in the Memory Word Club. Oh my gosh. Congratulations, Ryan. I haven't even made your certificate yet, but I'm putting it in the mail tomorrow. It's coming to you. Memory Word Club, that's an important one, so I'm really proud of you, Ryan. Way to go. Big thumbs up for you, brother. And his dad says he's been practicing swimming because that's one of his goals. And he says in a couple more days, he'll be swimming on his own with no help. So that's way exciting. Way to go, Ryan. Lots of good stuff. Hey, I want to get some shout outs on the clubs. Let's see who's in these clubs because we got some new people in clubs. Okay, let's talk about memory words. If I say your name, stand up tall, stand up proud because you're in the club, the Memory Word Club. Here we go. Mason R, Ashton, Gavin, Mason S, Skylar, Caitlin, Sky and Mia, Connor, Julie, Ava, Elia, Drayden, Maddie, and Ryan. Let's give them a round of applause. Woo! Way to go. People are rocking out on that club. Oh my gosh. That's an important club too. The next club I want to give a shout out to is the Add to 5 Club. I say your name, stand up tall, stand up proud because you're in the club. Ashton, Mason S, Mason R, Mia, Lila, Skylar, Maddie, Kaylin, Skya, Ryan, Connor, Ava, Gavin, Julie, David, Elia, and Maddie. Give them a round of applause. Woo! Adding the 5 Club. Whoop, whoop. And the last club here is the Super Duper Master Blaster Blender. If I say your name, stand up tall, stand up proud because you got your driver's license. Mason S, Mason R, Gavin, Connor, Kaylin, Skya, Skylar, and Mia. Woo! Yeah, give them a round of applause. That's a big deal, getting that driver's license. Being able to do that sheet 20 in less than 60 seconds. You a superstar. That's what that means. That's you just being a stupid superstar. Not a stupid star. Superstar. Okay, let's move over to the calendar. Calendar time, calendar time. We are going to calendar time. It's May. Hello, May. How you been? So today is Friday, May 29th. This says first quarter. So when you look at the moon, it looks like it's a half of a moon that you can see. So check the moon out tonight if you can see it. And it'll be like it's a quarter because we only see half of it when it's full. That's a little bit complicated, but you got it. Tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Everybody, what number is tomorrow? Did you say 30? Yeah, because 29, then 30. 29th is the ordinal number. 30th is the ordinal number. So, right on, right on, right on. Okay, I got a dictation for you, but we're going to go outside for a blending and a dictation. So, let's see if I can shut this off without messing it up. Okay, before we go to dictation and blending and all that good stuff, I have some questions that have been given to me regarding the farm update I gave yesterday. So
Three people, Connor, Mason R., and Kaylin, did a good job listening. Good listeners can ask questions to get clarification. So they had some great questions, so I know they did a good job listening. So Mason R.'s question was, why do you put tarp over the onions? And remember, we had tarp that we're using to kill the cover crop. That's over there. But on the onions, this is not tarp. This is actually a mesh material. And so sunlight can get through it, rain can get through it, but bugs can't get into it. And the onions have a special fly that tries to get in there, and it lays its eggs on the young onion plant, and then the legs hatch into what's called the larva stage, and then they eat parts of the plant, and they totally mess the onions up, and they don't grow very well. So it's a big problem for us. Chemical farmers or conventional farmers may use a spray to kill those bugs, but we've found that you can just use a netting during the first part of the season when the flies are out and they're laying their eggs. And by probably next week, we'll be able to take that off because all the eggs have been laid and they won't be on our onions because the flies can't get inside the mesh netting. So Mason R, that's what we're using here. We're using a mesh netting and not a tarp, okay? But Kaylin asked a question. She said she went out to her garden and the pea plants had been eaten. The tops have been eaten, and we've had some problems with that. She said, do you have problems with animals eating yours? Yeah. We've had problems with animals eating our plants, particularly deer. And deer can be really destructive. They can eat a lot. And I'll tell you, they do love peas. It could be deer eating your peas. And so something we put up new this year is a deer fence. And you can see this is a mesh netting, and it goes up way high. It goes up 8 feet because deer can jump. If they want to get in, they can get in, but it's hard to jump that 8-foot fence now. And it's made a big difference on our farm because we've been able to grow a lot of our crops without having to worry about the deer getting the crops. But you can also use like this netting here over the onions. We'll also use that to cover up, to prevent small things like rabbits and stuff from eating our crops. So if you can cover your crops and put plants around or put fences around your garden, that's always a good idea. And we spent a lot of money this year on those fences, but it's really been great. Yesterday I showed you the popcorn and the trays, and here it is. It's in the ground. And the last question was from Connor. He said, you talked about pears and you talked about the freeze, and then you said two other things. You said palms and pawpaws. And I did say palms, but only because my tongue got twisted. I didn't mean to say palms. I meant to say plums. Plums. So this is a plum tree right here. And so this is some of the dead fruit here. If you can kind of see that. So we lost that fruit. But the other fruit was called pawpaw. And pawpaws are, I didn't even know what they were until we just started growing those in the last year or so. But these are pawpaw trees right here. And they're way cool. Their leaves come out so late. Everyone else has leaves out, but these guys take forever to do their leaves. And but once they do, they're a beautiful tree. So with the pawpaws, you can see here is some fruit that's brown that got frozen. But then it put out some fruit after the freeze that looks like we might get some, and that's this right here. If you can see that, that's not brown, that's green. So we're hopeful that we're going to get some pawpaw fruit. Not as much as we would have because you saw how that was brown and it got frozen, but we're going to get some. Probably not much pear or plum, but we'll get some pawpaw. So thanks for that question, and I can tell you did a great job listening. Okay, it's time for dictation. So get a pencil out, paper, whatever you got, and get ready to do your dictation. Here is your sentence. Jump in the pond. So I'm pretty excited about it, right? Maybe it's a hot day. So I'm going to say, jump in the pond. Okay, That's all I'm going to say. Pause the video if you need to practice a little bit more. And if you need a little more time to write it, because I'm going to show you the answer right now. Here is the answer. There it is. Jump in the pond. You can see I start off with the uppercase J. Beginning of a sentence, 2 finger spaces, I sweep down, and there's an end mark. The end mark this time is an exclamation point because I said it in an exciting manner because I really wanted someone to get in the pond. All right, good job if you got that right. If you didn't, go ahead and fix it so it looks just like what I had. Okay, let's talk about part whole. I love part whole. And we know that in this situation here, 8 is my whole. All right, 8's the total, the whole. One of my parts is 3. My other part is, I don't know, it's blank. I don't know what it is, but I can figure it out. So I'm gonna show you how to figure this one out. So I've got 8, I gotta get to 8, I only have 3. Do I need more? Yes, I do. How much more? I don't know yet. So one way to do it is I can put 3 rocks here, 1, 2, 3. Now is that enough for 8? Nope, I gotta put more rocks. So what I can do is just start counting on. I got 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that enough? Nope, I need one more. 8. Now I have 8. I'm gonna double check though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I have 8. But how much is in this part? Well, I'll just count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my parts are 3 and 5. My missing part was 5. If I needed to get to 8, I needed 5 more. So one of the ways we can say that is I had 3 plus a number that I didn't know equals 8. So that's the number equation I can use, and then I can put the correct answer in here. This is like algebra, right? I'm missing something here. Now I know what I'm missing. I'm missing 5 because 3 plus 5 equals 8, and I just showed it, okay? I proved it. It's right. Now your job, your challenge is right here, okay? So your whole is going to be 7. One of your parts is 4. What's your other part? Show me a part whole map that has that on that and fill in the number that's missing. Do a number equation like I just did. You can draw circles or you can use rocks or whatever you want to use, okay? But solve that number sentence for me. All right, I think you can do that. But that'll be a challenge and it'll be fun to do. So, oh, it's stuck in the ground. Oh, hello. So that's what I want you to do, T-Birds. That's your challenge. Your math challenge is that part whole map. The other thing I want you to work on is your super duper master blaster blender. You gotta get in that sheet 20. If you're not in, you gotta get in there. If you already did that, read a book. And since today is Friday, we know it's Fill a Bucket Friday. Fill 4 buckets. 4 buckets for Fill a Bucket Friday. Okay? That's your job, T-Birds. That's your challenge. I know you can do it. Have a great weekend. I miss you all. I love you. And I will see you on a video on Monday. Bye.